Okay, good morning, guys. Sneha, Vidya. Is my voice is clear? Are you able to hear my voice clearly? Yes, sir. Good. Okay, let's wait for your friends to join. Okay. So only 38 has joined. Guys, if anyone has not yet joined in the Google Classroom, please join. Okay. So I'm planning to post all the meeting links from the Google Classrooms. So if anyone has not yet joined, please join. Okay. Voice is clear. So shall we start? Okay. So last day we stopped at and we started with what are the types of variables and how to initialize a variable after we have seen the types of skills. So start with this. Okay. So in Java, the data can be split into two types. So before I do one, just stop sharing. Okay. So This is what we started. So in general, in Java, these data types, guys, is my screen is visible? Is everything is clear? Hello, guys, am I audible? Is my voice is clear? Okay. Uh, guys, hello. Guys, can you able to hear me or not? Just put a message. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If there's any difficulties, please post it in a message so that I can able to rectify that. And if there is any problem, you can just stop me and you can open your mic and you can just stop me and you can tell me. Okay, guys. So this is what. Yes. So this is what we started with in the last day. So like, what are the data types are there and how much bytes it's requires. I hope everyone remember this. Please recall this. In general, I can tell that this data types in Java, these data types are split into two types. One is primitive, another one is non-primitive. So the primitive data types. So these are the first things that I have given in the first. That is byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, and character. So these are my primitive data types. These are my primitive data types, and these primitive data types are in general called as they will be normally using the same structure and the formats that are being used in C. Apart from this, this byte is a new data type which was used in C. Sorry, which was not used in C, which was actually used in Java. So this is a minimum data. This is a minimum data type, or this is the data type which requires minimum memory for my to store my data. Please keep that in mind. Byte is the minimum byte in integer type. So minimum data type that requires minimum size is only byte. So for that is the reason I have specified it clearly. So byte occupies 8 bits of memory, and short occupies 16 bits of memory, and integer occupies 32 bits of memory, and long requires 64 bits of memory. Similarly, float occupies 32 bits of memory, and double occupies 64 bits of memory. Yes. And also we have this boolean. So boolean has only two values. One is true or false. So which is true or false, which doesn't have which doesn't have any specific memory allocations. It has only two things. One is true, another one is false. So there is no specific memory that has been given for this boolean data type. And later that we have a character. So this character will occupy 16 bits of memory. 16 bits of memory. This is common for all these types of systems. Even I'm using a Linux system, or I'm using a Unix system, or I'm going to use a Windows-based system, or any other types of system. In all the systems, this is going to be the common memory that will be allocated for all the data types in my Java, because this was given by JVM. So JVM is the one who's going to allocate memory, or who's going to process all the data inside my actual system. So this was kept a standard for all the systems. Is it clear, guys? If I'm using C, if I'm using any other language, so based on the system, the memory will be changes in C. Actually, that is also one drawback, correct? So, for example, in C, if I'm using a 32-bit system, then for integer, it will allocate 4 bytes of memory, 4 bytes of memory. Whereas in 64-bit system, in a 64-bit system, in C, I'm telling this as an example. For int, it will give 8 bytes of memory. So this was changed based on the systems. So based on the types of my system and based on the OS of the system, this will be keep on changing. Yes. So this is also one drawback this Java developers has considered, and they made this as a common for all the systems. Okay, sir. So primitive data types. So primitive data types is again split into two things. One is integers, another one is non-integers. Non-integers. So in integer we have these types. One is bytes, another one is short, and int and long. Among this, the default data type for integer type. If I'm not specifying the data type, then it will by default it will allocate as a long. For example, if I'm keeping a value like this, so like a equal to 20, and this type of a will be by default it will be in the type of long. It Since I have not declared it in any variable, because if I'm not declaring it inside any variable, then this will be considered as the type of long. By default, it will be considered as a long. Yes. So after this, non-integers. So non-integers we have characters, and also we have float types. So for example, integers, and if I'm specifying as a float as a type, then there are two types. One is going to be float, another one is double. So this also double as a maximum memory. So by default, if I'm specifying any value like this, if I'm specifying a value like this 2.1, then this will be as a type of double. So by default, Java will allocate the maximum data type that the numbers or the value that will occupy. So this is a default structure that has been given inside my JVM. I hope this is clear. So if it is going to be integer, the default value will be without any data type. If it's not given without any data type, then it will be considered as a long value. Similarly, for a float, if I'm not giving any data type for this value, then this will be considered as a double value, because double will occupy the maximum memory. So the system doesn't know it is going to be a float or a double. So if I want to specify this as a float value, then I have to give it as a f value. 20.1 f followed by f. Is that clear, guys? Is that clear? Yes. Yes. So good. So a non so and also non-integer. So float also can be a non-integer, and also we have this character type. So character and also boolean. Boolean. So these are my primitive data types, and these primitive data types are also split into integers and non-integers. So in integers we have this byte, short, and int and float. So byte is the smallest, and short is the next smallest, and the integer is the normal value, and long is the maximum value that can be allocated. Similarly, in non-primitive we have this strings. Also, we can also add arrays, and all the user defined classes are going to be a non-primitive data type, or that is going to be user defined data type. So these are some, so comma etc. We can add any non-primitive data, because whenever I'm going to create a class, then there is going to be a data type, and there is going to be a user defined data type. Yes. So these are the non-primitive data types. So this is in general. I'm telling this in general. This is going to be a data type. In Java, data types is going to split into primitive and non-primitive. Inside my primitive, I have this integers, floats, and non-integers. Non-integers in the sense is going to be a character and boolean. And in float, I have two things. One is float and double. And in integers, I have four things: one byte, short, int, and long. Yes. Yes. So this is my data type. So regarding my data type, so these are things. These are the key points I have told you. And similarly, as in C, we can also use the format specifiers to access the values of these values. So, for example, percentage D, percentage F, percentage L, percentage U, percentage U for unsigned. And as you can see, everything is going to be a signed value. So, if I'm telling it is a signed value, then I can tell it is an unsigned value also. Unsigned short, unsigned int, unsigned long, unsigned float. I can tell it is an unsigned because unsigned in the sense it is going to be represent the first index, or the first bit is going to be a either positive or negative. So I'm changing that into a value bit so that the value is going to be increased. That's it. So wherever I have used as a signed bit, then that all these values can be used as an unsigned bit also. So these are the key points that you have to remember when you are going for data types in Java. So after this is going to be our operators. So similarly, all the operators that we are used in C is going to be present in my Java also. All the operators, that whatever the operators that we are going to use in C is also available in Java, except this Java has extra one operator, that is extra two operators. Actually, it is going to be two operators. So one is going to be a triple right shift. So triple right shift. So this is one operator, and also I have another one is instance of. So instance of. So similarly in C we had a size of operator. Size of operator. Can you all remember the size of? Size of. What is the use of size of? What is the use of size of in C? Size of operator in C. Yes, yes. What is the use of size of operator? Size of in C. Size of. Good. Return the size of data type. Similarly, very good. Very good, Vanita. Very good, Sugunesh. Yes. Similarly, here, so this size of is not required in Java because the data types memory is going to be constant for any types of system. So this is not going to be used in Java. So they are not used this. So this instance. I have already told you what is this instance of. Can anyone recall this instance of? Instance of one or object two, instance of user. Student one, student obj one equal to new student. Similarly, student ob object 2 equal to new student. So now tell me, so what is the return type for this value? So this is nothing but just checking whether this object is an instance of student or not, whether this object is an instance of user or not. So that is the use of this instance of operator. So now tell me, what is the return type for this? What this value will return? So object one instance of student. Whether object one is an instance of student. Whether object one is an instance of student. Guys, can you able to see this or not? Whether object one is an instance of student or not. So I have created an object one and object two. an object for student. This is also going to be an object of student. This is also going to be an object of student. And I'm checking that whether object 1 is an instance of student or not. And also I'm checking whether my student object 2 is an instance of user or not. So actually the return type for this is going to be either true or false. It will check whether the given object is an instance of student. If it is an instance of student, then it will return the result as true. If it is not an instance of user, since object 2 is an instance of student, but I'm going to check with the class as user. Maybe I should have a class like this. So user object 3 equal to new user of. So now this will give me, so this will check whether this given object is an instance of that specific class or not, that specific data type or not. That is the only thing that this instance of is going to do. So how the size of works in my C, the similarly it's going to work as my instance of. Can you all get this or not? Can you all understand this? What is this instance of operator? So there are only two operators that is available in C. Sorry, that is not available in C. That is available in Java. Or one is triple right shift. One is triple right shift, which is working, which will work only for unsigned values. So the same right shift operator, but this will work only for unsigned values. Unsigned values or unsigned integers. I can tell it as an in common, I can tell it as an unsigned integers. This will work only for unsigned integers, which in the sense it is going to work for only for my positive values. Positive values. This is my triple right shift. And similarly, next one I'm having extra in this is instance of. This will check whether the given object is an instance of a specific class or not. Yes, can you able to understand this or not, guys? So these are the two extra operators that are available in Java apart from C. Can you able to follow this? Yes. So, and I also given this table in the same order, in the same precedence order. Maybe I can zoom it, magnifier. Yes. So I have given in the same precedence order. So operators and precedence. First precedence, the same precedence is going to be used in the same C and also in C. Actually, the first operation is going to be unary operation, and then first is going to be a postfix, and then we will be having this prefix. So prefix operation is going to come inside my unary operations. So first preference is going to be postfix operation. First priority, first preference is going to be given for my postfix operation, and the postfix operations are addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction. And after that, the second priority goes to my unary operators, and the unary operators that are in Java are prefix, pre-increment, and also pre-decrement, and followed by positive expression, that is, or negative expression, or one's complement. So negation, in the sense, it will be called as an one's complement or a negation, and also not operator. So these are comes under my unary operators. And after that we have this multiplication. This is in the order of precedence. I have arranged all the operators in the order of precedence. Yes, in the order of precedence. So first, so in general we can tell this as, okay, in general I can tell this as an, okay, maybe I can tell all the operators here. So all the operators. So operators in the sense it will be normally in C. How it will be generalized in the sense is going to be arithmetic. So inside this arithmetic we have this addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division and modulo. So these are the common operators or arithmetic operators that are in C. The same arithmetic operators is going to be used here. So and after that we'll be using this relational operators. So relational operator. So relational operators in the sense is going to be a greater than or less than or greater than or equal to or less than or equal to or double equals or not equal. So these are my relational operators. Correct. And after that we have this logical operators. So logical operators. So logical operators in the sense it's going to be logical and logical or and logical not. So these are my logical operators. After that I have this bitwise operators. So bitwise operators. So bitwise operators are bitwise and bitwise or bitwise XOR and bitwise not or a negation. We can tell this. So these are my bitwise operators. So after that we have this. Okay, so after this we have this increment or decrement. So increment or decrement operator. So which is going to be a, so in this we have two things. One is going to be a prefix, pre-increment or pre-decrement, or I have post-increment or post-decrement. So they are nothing but increment and decrement. So in Python we have this, in Python, not in C, not in Java. In Python they have also added this multiplication only in Python. In Python. They have added this. But till Java, we have only this addition and subtraction alone. We have pre-increment and post-increment. We have pre-decrement and post-decrement. So these are the operators that are available in C and also in Java. But in Python, they have also added this multiplication in Java. And also I have, I think the slash double slash is also available in Java. I forgot that, but maybe I can check that. Maybe I can check with this and then I can tell this. Okay. So, but in general, for your understanding, I'm just telling this. So these are the operators that are available. And after that, we have this assignment operators. Assignment. Assignment operators. Assignment operators are nothing but equals. So single equal is nothing but an assignment operator. So followed by plus equal and minus equal and division equal and multiplication equal and also modulo equal. So everything comes under my assignment operators. Yes. So after that, I have the special operators, or I can tell it as a conditional operator. In general, first in C, while in C it is called as a special operators. After that, they have given a special category as a conditional operator. Conditional operator. So conditional operator is nothing but question mark followed by colon. And after that, we have the special operators. Special operators. Special operators are nothing but dot. In C we have this arrow, but in Java we doesn't. We are not going to use this arrow operator. So instance of will comes under my special operators. So after that in bitwise, okay, actually in bitwise I also missed this. So it's going to be a shift operator. We can also tell it as a shift operator, but that will also comes under my bitwise operators. Okay, maybe I can add it as separately. So maybe shift operators. Shift shift operators. So in shift operators we have this left shift, another one is right shift, and in Java we have this triple right shift. This will work only for unsigned integer values. Yes. So these are the types of operators that are available in Java. Yes. And what I'm showing you here is which operator has a higher priority over others. Which operator has the higher priority. So among these, all these operators, this postfix operator has the higher priority. Yes. After that, followed by unary operator. Unary operator in the sense is going to be a post increment, sorry, pre-increment, pre-decrement, and also this positive values and negative values. That is minus 10, minus 20, or by default, all the values is going to be a positive value. So they are not going to use specific in week we are not going to specify at the plus 20 plus 40 plus 50 like that. We will not be going to specify yes guys, up to this is anyone having any doubts? Up to this anyone having any doubts? Up to this anyone having any doubts? Guys, anyone having any doubts? Only 2% has no doubts. Okay, good. 3, 4. What about the rest? Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thank you. So after that, yeah, thank you. If you have any doubts, you can ping me. Okay. So after this, we have this relational operators. Sorry, after relational operators, we have this equality. Equality in the sense is going to be an assignment operator. Sorry. Equality is nothing but a relational operator. It's going to check the relation between two objects or two values that is going to be equal or not equal. So this comes under my relational operators. So inside my relation, I have this greater than, less than, or greater than or less than or instance of the priority for equal order comes under my relational operators. That's it. Just being a specific name, that's it. But everything is going to be relational operators. And also we have this bitwise AND. So next priority is going for my bitwise AND and bitwise OR and also bitwise XOR. So first priority goes to bitwise and second after that is going to be for XOR, and after that we are going to get my bitwise OR. So after that we have this. Just a minute, I'll be hiding this. Okay. After this, we have this logical and logical OR, and after we have this ternary operator. The ternary operator is nothing but is a conditional operator. The conditional operator. That's the operator they are calling as a ternary operator. So and at last we have this assignment operator. So among all these operators, the assignment operators are the things that are going to have the least priority. Least priority. So all the assignment operators. So I hope I have shown you an example. So plus equals, minus equals, star equals, slash equals, point, percentage, that is modulo equals, and after that we have this bitwise and bitwise XOR, bitwise OR, and left shift and right shift and triple right shift equals. So everything can be used in assignment operators. So these are the operators that are available in Java, and this is the precedence of all the operators that are available in Java. I hope this is clear. Yes. Okay. So is anyone having any doubts on this operators in Java? Any doubts in operators? Shall we move next topic? Yes, sir. So this is the last topic in my second unit. So there is going to be conditional or control statements. conditional control statements. I hope there is nothing new I have to tell you about this. So now you guys tell me, what is this first one? If then statement. Everything is going to be same as if that we are used in Python or in Java, that are used in C. I hope everyone is familiar with Python and C. Yes? Okay, maybe I can tell you then syntax. So for if and then yes. So for conditional statement, conditional statements. So conditional statements, I have this one is if, another one is if else, and third I have nested, nested if else, and we have this else if ladder, else if ladder. So these are the types that we normally use in Java, but actually not in Java. In every programming language, we have these. These are the main um, consumer. These are the types how we can use it. But actually, this is not the type. Actually, nested if else or else if ladder. These are not actually the type. Actually, this tells me how all we can use this. How and all we can use this if or else if. But in general, we have to know only this. If is the only thing that is going to check with the condition. If is the only keyword which is going to be followed with the condition, and this will check the condition. If this condition is true, then the block followed by this will be executed. So this is going to be a true statement, or this is going to be a true statement. If this condition is true, then this true statement will be executed. All the block that follows this condition will going to be executed. This is the block. So open bracket and curly bracket. So this is called the block of statements. If this condition is true, then this block will be executed. So this is the only thing that will check the condition. Not only in C, not only in Java, not only in Python, in every programming languages. So this is how we can check a condition. Yes. If this condition is false, then this will not go into this block. If this condition is false, if this condition is true, this will be executed. If this condition is false, then this will not go into this loop. So we cannot find out whether the statement is executed or not. So that is the reason we have added this else block. Else block. Else block. So else is a keyword which will execute if the condition is false. So the block followed by else is called else block. So this is my if block and this is my else block. So this is the common syntax that will be used by all the programming languages to execute or to check a condition. The same is going to be used in Java also. Yes. And in this, how we can use this. Yes, I can use it in a nested way, or I can use it in a ladder if else, or whatever things that I can use. So for example, if it is going to be nested, in a sense, if it is going to be a condition one, and inside this if can add another one if. So this is going to be a condition two, and inside my second if I can also add this third if, that is going to be a condition three. So this is called nested if else. So this is going to be a true statement 3, and this is going to be a else block, third else block. This is going to be a false 3. Just I'm telling this as a statement. So true 3 is going to be a set of statements that will be going to execute it. So similarly in else. So similarly here I can start with the else second else block. So inside this else also I can have another one if condition. So there's going to be condition 4, and I can follow with this true statement. So true statement 4 and else false statement 4. Yes. So this is my second else. So this is called nested nested if else. The way that I can use or I can implement my if else statement. This is one way that I'm going to use. So this is my, yeah, this is called my nested if else. So this is called my nested if else. Or else I can use my else if ladder. So normally it is called as else if ladder. Ladder in the sense it is called as if condition 1, if this is true, then true statement 1 is executed. Else if. So this is called else followed by if condition. Followed by if condition. This is called else if ladder. If else if condition true, sorry, condition 2, if this condition is true, then the true statement 3 will be, sorry, true statement 2 will be executed. Yes. So else, if I can add n number of conditions here. So similarly, I can add n number of conditions here. I can have it as an else if. So this is called else if ladder. This is called else if ladder. So at last we can have a else statement which will check my false statement, which will execute my false. If all these conditions are false, if condition 1 is also false, condition 2 is also false, condition 3 also false, then I can use this last statement to execute. That is going to be my false statement. So this is my else if ladder. So this is also the same combination of else if. How I'm going to use my else if with if followed by else. Yes, this is called else if ladder. Or in general, they will be calling this as if, else, if. So this is also a way to call my else if ladder. Yes, and this is my nested else if. Nested if else. Nested if else. Yes, is this clear? I hope everyone is familiar with this. I'm recalling. I hope I'm just recalling your memory. Is that correct? Yes, guys. Is that correct or wrong? Or this is the first time that you are seeing this? Okay, apart from this, guys, is this clear? The conditional statements, is this clear? Is this clear? Yes, thank you. Yes, so apart from this, we also have this switch case. Switch case, this is also comes under my conditional statements. So switch case, so this will check the value, switch value, and followed by case value 1. If this value 1 is true, then I'll be executing the statement 1. Statement 1. If this is not true, then I'm going to break it. Then I'm going for my case 2. Case value 2. And here I can execute my statement 2 and followed by break. Yes, I hope everyone know this. So if this or everything is false, similarly I can add n number of cases. If the every case is not going to satisfy, then it is going to execute this default, and this is going to be my false statement. Yes, so this is my false statement. So this is a else if, sorry, it's very similar to else if ladder, but it is in general it is called as a switch case. So in general, switch case will always use this equal operator, or it is going to check my whether the value is going to be equal or not. Yes. The only difference is, switch case is a general term we call this. The only difference is in C, this switch case will work only for int and character. This will work only for int and character in C. This will not work for float. This will not work for string in C. But later in C++, they added the string. Similarly, in Java also, this will work for string. So this is only for C++ and Java. After C++, we can just, in general, we can tell it as string is supported only after C++. In general, we can tell this. After C++, all the language starts to support this string switch case. But in Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so this is the only added feature that has been available in Java. Apart from int and char, so this an int and char will be supported from C. Extra in Java, we are supporting string also. We can have a string value here, and the case can also have this string values to check whether this is going to be a equal or not. So and remember this switch case will always check only the equal operator. That is my double equals. Yes. So these are my conditional operators. These are my conditional statements, not operators. These are my conditional statements. And apart from this, we have this control statements. Yes, you tell me what are the control statements that are available. Control statements. What are the control statements that are available in C or Java or Python? Anything you can tell me. Control statements are also called as loop. I'm asking about control statements or looping statements. Good, good. Yes, yes. So as your friends are telling this, for, while, do, while. So these are my control statements. The same is here. So do, actually it start with while, and after this we have this do while, and followed by this we have this for. In Java we have another one thing called as enhanced for loop. So this is the only thing that has been added in Java. So we have normal while, do while, and for. So while syntaxes. So while followed by condition, and within the block we have the statements. Within this block we have statements. Until this condition is getting false, this statement will be executed. So this is a normal while while syntax. So this is called entry check, entry check. And after this is called do while. So the syntax for do while is going to be do followed by this statements. At the end of my statement, I'll be having this while followed by condition. So first it will execute these statements. After executing the statement, it will check for my condition. Until this condition is going to getting false, the statement will be executed repeatedly. Yes, so this is called my exit check. Exit check. Yes. So while can be used as a two things. One is do while or while. One is going to be entry check. Another one is going to be exit check. Yes. So this is the only difference between while and do while. And for, the syntax for is so for initialization followed by condition checking and followed by okay. So initialization followed by condition checking and followed by increment or decrement. So it is in general we can call this as an updation. Yes, and followed by the statements and statement. This is a normal syntax, correct? This is a normal syntax for while loop. So there is no difference in it. So first the initiation will take place, and once after initiation it will check for the condition whether this satisfying the condition or not. If the condition is true, then the statement will execute. After executing the statement, the updation will take place. The updation in the sense is going to be increment or decrement or any updation that can happen. Yes, and that is going to be an updation part. After updation, again it will go for a condition, and again it will execute my statement. Yes, so this is a normal syntax for loop. So enhance. So enhanced for loop. So enhanced for loop in the sense, the syntax for enhanced for loop is going to be for data type followed by a variable and colon. Guys, so this is the syntax for enhanced for loop and followed by the values. Values or a collection object. So these values is a collection of n values that is organized in an object. It's going to be an object. Maybe I can tell with an example for this. So inside this, each values can be accessed by using this variable. Or you can have this as statement. So this is the enhanced for loop syntax. For example, operatancy, size of operatancy. This length is a variable. They're going to be literal. This will work only for my array. This will work only for my array. So length followed by I plus plus. So this is how normally we'll be printing. Correct? System.out.println followed by my array of index. Correct? Yes. So this is how we'll be normally accessing all the values inside my array. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. So this is a normal array value will be accessed by using this normal standard for loop. If I'm using an enhanced for loop, so the same thing is going to happen. So what happens is in enhanced for loop, we don't want to give an initialization, we don't want to give an condition checking, we don't want to give an increment or decrement part. So everything is going to be handled by the compiler or the Java virtual machine. This everything is going to be handled. This initialization and condition checking and increment part is everything is going to be handled by my JVM. So or my compiler. So what it's going to do is just I'm going to take the value. So I'm just accessing the value. So this is going to be my int value. This value is going to be coming from my collection or set of my values. Take each and every value from this array and I'm going to pass it to this value. So for each iteration, what happens is this value will be taken from my array and all the values will be passed over here. So this is my enhanced for. This is the extra one control step that is available in Java. This is also available in Python. So we already used this also in Python. So this is data type. So this data type represents what type of value I'm going to get. So here I'm going to get a integer value. So that is the data type I have given here. Yes. Can you all able to understand this difference between a normal for loop and an enhanced for loop? Guys, can you all able to understand the difference between an enhanced for loop and also normal for loop? So whenever we are using collections, this enhanced for loop plays a major vital role because it gives me a higher efficient to access my codes or to reduce the lines of code. It will just reduce all these things will be taken care by this enhanced for loop. Guys, is this clear or not? Is it clear or not? Guys, is this clear or not? Is anyone having any doubts in this? Yes, guys. So with this, we are closing our second unit. So from tomorrow, we are going to start our first unit. First unit, in the sense, the first unit is very, very, very important. So if I'm going to use my first unit, I have to know a little bit um, about my Java. So that is the reason why I have started this. Yes. So actually, I plan to complete in the day 6 also, but the extended ones, and this is not going to be a new topic. This is actually, it is going to be a revision for you from C. Yes. Okay, so I'll be sharing all these materials in the Google Classroom. Don't worry. So I'll be sharing all this meeting recording. So actually, this meeting link has been generated from our Google Classroom, so the recording will be automatically available for you. So don't worry. So that is not a problem here. So the meeting recordings that has been available in Google GoToMeeting will be uploaded to Google Classrooms. So maybe I'm just, it takes too much of time to upload it. So I'll be uploading and I'll be posting in our Google Classroom so that you can use it. So this is so by this. So I hope you can see my syllabus. Okay, so in module 3, we have this. So we have this introduction to JVM, DDK, orders, ready for plus jar, naming conventions, command line arguments. So scanner class, yes. So this scanner and this, I'll be starting with this tomorrow. Don't worry, because this is also a part of this. So this is also a part of this object-oriented mechanism. So don't worry. So we'll be seeing. So this scanner is nothing but how to get a value from the user. So that is not an issue that we'll be seeing in general. So apart from this, we have this variables, conditional statements, and control statements. So there's my looping statements. So with this, we have completed our second module. So from tomorrow, we are going to start with the object-oriented mechanisms. So object-oriented mechanisms, that's going to be very, very, very important. So it's very, very important. Yes, guys. So just go through this, and if you have any doubts, you can ping me this. So maybe you can start with this. So what is my, so you can go and refer with this. So what is my object-oriented mechanism? So what are the object-oriented concepts that are available? And what are the things that can be implemented in Java? You can refer these for your better understanding. Just go and refer what are the objects-oriented concepts that are available and what are the things that can be implemented using Java. So that will help you to understand better in the tomorrow's session. Yes. Yes, guys. Any doubts? Any questions? Any queries? Does anyone want this on this PPT? Because this is a simple PPT. It has only 8 slides. Does anyone want this PPT? And this syllabus is already posted in your Google Classroom. I hope you already seen this syllabus page. It's already there. Yes, guys. If you have any doubts, you can tell me. If you have any doubts or if you want any queries regarding this module 2 or my unit 2. Okay, if there's no doubt, then we can close our session. Yes? Can we? Yes, guys. So thank you all. Thank you for joining the session. If you have any doubts, you can ping me. Thank you.